Moderation helps everyone. Cool. I guess we're live. Anyway, what's going on? I'm Tyler here with the great Mr. POV. We are in his Jeep Wrangler Willys. Widow Willie.
Beautiful NYC traffic.
We are going through NYC, trying to get to Rausch Creek for some off-roading adventures. Nothing too crazy. I believe when we out, we still have another 3 hours of driving. GPS says we'll be there at 11. It's currently 8. While we're looking up front, got this sweet Jeep duck that I printed for him. Check me out on Instagram, Printed Performance Airsoft. Actually, interesting thing. I got someone hit me up on the DMs, said they learned about me through your video, so big thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there was somebody at work that asked me about 3D printing, and I was like, honestly, man, I know nothing about it, but I got a hookup for you.
Oh.
Yeah, what was the guy's name?
Pull it up. You know what, I'll pull it up.
It's probably the person I spoke to at work.
Well, he said he
Well, he was asking about model car parts, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, that's my friend from work.
Oh, that's cool. See, well, actually, that's actually pretty good, because, obviously, one of the big things when selling anything is how you deliver to someone. I try to be available to meet up if it's in a common place that we're both going to be going, or within reason. Usually I just use United States Postal Service flat rate boxes, because, obviously customers, they want a hard number. We don't want to get there and say, hey, it's this much. But yeah, I like the flat rate just because it's a flat rate. If it fits in the box, it's $6. If they want something bigger, it's gonna be more. We got some folks ripping through traffic, going a blistering 40 miles an hour.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'd be able to keep up with that.
Oh yeah, here all 8 cylinders pumping. Yeah. So.
See, we got anybody in the comments yet?
Not quite yet. We got 2 people, for those who are just tuning in. We're going to Rausch Creek. We decided to go there tonight, get a hotel, start in the morning.
Traffic. It's more, more entertaining.
Picking up.
The cars.
We're just heading out to Rausch Creek. Hopefully we get some good action there.
I'm sure we will.
Rain.
It's supposed to rain in the morning, so it'll be a little muddy. Speaking of which, you bring any shoes?
Yep, I'm definitely glad I brought my hiking shoes.
Yeah, I brought an extra pair.
Actually, we got 19 folks with us right now.
Yeah. It looks cooler when you see the traffic, so I would just leave it on the front.
Yeah. We got John Connor saying rip. Yeah, the traffic sucks, but we got to participate in it to get anywhere.
Yeah. By the way, it's after 8 o'clock at night, and there's still traffic.
You see,
it's not bumper to bumper.
Now, I actually, way back when I worked night shift, I had to go to Pennsylvania to meet my girlfriend. And, I left at like 3 in the morning, and there was no traffic.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only time.
Yep.
The early risers start at like 4 a.m. So.
Yep. We got Lord of the Slop in the chat. Yes.
What's up, Lord of the Slop?
Asking, is that Tyler? Why, yes, it is.
That's Tyler right there. He's my certified cameraman for the weekend.
Chris was just like, Tyler, there's no one better than you. And I was like, well, thanks, Chris.
Here, show the GPS while we're on our way. I want to just do a quick update for the fans. Try to get some community interaction going on for this weekend.
Obviously, we left like 7 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock or 8:15 right now.
Stay tuned tomorrow, guys, too, because I'm going to try to get Tyler to live stream. I really doubt they're going to be service there, but who knows? The hotel and the highway is like 3 miles away, so maybe there's service. If there is, I'm going to have Tyler try to film.
Yep.
Or try to live stream. He's going to film. I employed him for the weekend.
Yep.
He gets, I don't know what he gets, but...
We got, Jack said hi.
Hi, Jack.
Also, he said, I was going to say...
NYC traffic.
I think for breakfast we should have a bottle of vodka and cigarettes as a true sov.
Actually, since we're talking about a Jeep trip and stuff, and we're sitting in traffic, one thing I'm going to mention in my 5,000-mile follow-up is that it's not so bad driving a manual Jeep in traffic compared to a sports car. In fact, it's not bad at all.
Well, now, Chris, would you say...
Especially NYC traffic. You ask anybody with like a sports car, especially a manual sports car, like, hey, you mind driving through Queens? 100% of the time, they're going to be little chickens about it. Like, no, I don't. But if you have a Jeep, or I would assume a Bronco too, I guess you're ready for anything.
Yeah. Now, is it more because of you're less afraid to use the pedal?
No, it has nothing to do with that. I don't have to worry about potholes at all, number one. Number two, the gears are so much shorter because first gear goes to like 20. So you don't have to ride the clutch if you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic. You can just kind of let off and coast. Those are really the two biggest reasons.
All right.
But yeah, mostly, the potholes are huge. So
well, I remember...
to not have to worry about the roads here is a blessing.
When we went to Bear Mountain...
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went to Bear Mountain, there was I think it was a plate.
There's a nice Jeep Gladiator right there, actually. That was pretty sweet.
Who knows? Maybe he's going to Rausch Creek.
You would hope so with a Jeep like that.
Make some friends.
Yeah, let me try to catch up to him.
Yeah. Although, I will say, before we went live, we were discussing...
You buying a Supra, right?
Yes, I was going over why the Supra kind of checks off a lot of my boxes. Will I ever get it? Probably not. It's simply because I can't justify it right now.
Yeah, they're a lot of money, right?
Yeah, when I looked, they were like, granted, I looked, when I was more, I wouldn't say more serious, but more wanted one, I would say they were, 65? And this was back when it was only I think it was only when they offered the 6-cylinder. The 4-cylinder was like 45 or something, but once again, kind of like the same thing we were talking about before, why no one really wanted to buy an EcoBoost Mustang, While it was very impressive, why would you buy a 4-cylinder Mustang? The Supra, you kind of, you want the 6. Obviously, as time goes on, prices may go down. Of course, with Toyota discontinuing it this year, it would. I don't,
I like them, but the fact that they only have 2 seats is a big, because then you can't
it's really all you need sometimes.
most of the time.
You see, it's actually, when you think about it, there's a value because, I don't know about you, but on my day-to-day, I only use one seat in my car.
Yeah,
and occasionally I use the other seat for passenger, but at the same time, how often do I really use the back seats? I can think of maybe twice in the last year.
I agree 100%. Because, we're saying in a 2-door.
Oh, hey, buddy.
That guy's like a foot away from the cement pillar.
Yeah, I like how I put away, and then immediately some New York stuff happens.
They probably saw that. Chat, can you clip that? That guy was like a foot away from the cement pillar there.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I was saying, as a group of 3 people right now sitting in a 2-door Jeep Wrangler packed to the gills with stuff to go on a Jeep trip, it is all you need sometimes.
Yeah.
How many people with a 4-door Jeep are going doing 5-person Jeep things?
Get the Skyline. No, not really. Yeah, one of the things I actually respect about you, well, if you'll allow me to, yeah, I would say you've always been a very practical person when buying things. You had that Mustang GT. Once again, still, a very impressive vehicle, but I would say it's still also pretty practical. You know, it was like, well, I know brand new, like 40,000, and you have a full V8. You know, and then you got the Scat Pack, which I still do miss, because especially with that spoiler and the haunches, it just looked right. You know, it was a muscle car and it looked like it. But more importantly, like, you were very practical with what you got. And so when you got your Jeep, I mean, you could have gone for the $80,000, you know, 4-door with a V8, but also for what you wanted, it's honestly counterintuitive. You know, for off-roading, you want to be nimble, you want to be light, you know, you want a 2-door. Like,
well, you know what I also remind our friend Sean, when we were off-roading together.
True.
He was saying, no, I need the space of the 4-door, but then he opens the back and there's nothing in it.
Exactly.
That's probably like 99% of the people that buy the 4-door, and then they don't need the space.
I mean, actually,
I can understand wanting it, though. If you need, well, I mean, obviously I can only carry 4 people. If you need 5 people, I can see it.
Yeah.
Or I would assume also loading up car seats will be a challenge in the future.
Yeah.
It should be possible. I've seen people do it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I would say with my Golf, as we were discussing before, you know, it's a 4-door. It has a full back row. Is it super comfy in the back? You know. Oh. Yeah, no, I like it. I would say, you know, I've maybe used really the back row I've used for actual people maybe twice in the last year.
I think I've been back there like once.
Yeah, but you know, like, it still has a pretty respectable size trunk. You know, I can fit it very good. You know, when I'm going out with the boys, you know, I can bring my full kit and keep it in the trunk. Never really had too much of a space issue unless I'm bringing some large equipment. But at that point, I just fold down the seats and I put a blanket over it. But I think, yeah, you know, like, I find for all vehicles, I find it very difficult to justify anything larger than like a Honda Accord most of the time. Just in terms of footprint, not necessarily height. But it's just one of those things, like, I understand why someone might. With my Golf as a reference, I fit an entire shopping cart in the back of it once. You know, it's more than some people do with their pickup trucks.
The whole time that they own it.
Yeah. You know, I've done things in my Golf that, looking back, were really silly. You know, like, one time my mom asked me to get compost because the city, I guess the town, has a free compost for residents, and so my mom asked me to get some, and when I got there, it was just a pile of compost that you have to shovel in your vehicle. So basically, I just ended up getting some.
Show the actual cars.
Yeah.
It looks cinematic.
Indeed.
My cameraman tips.
Yep. I mean, I ended up getting just very large buckets, putting trash bags in them, and then just, because you still have to shovel the compost into it. So I put a trash bag down on my actual, like, you know, I guess in my trunk, as well as in the bucket, and just shoveled straight in. Now, not that I'm anything special, but I feel like there are a lot of folks who'd be hard for us to do that in their quote-unquote truck, because they want to get it messy. I'm of the belief, if I'm buying something, it's a tool, it's going to get ruined eventually, or messy. I don't know if we can see it. There is a Tesla with some funky lights.
Oh, the bridge actually looks pretty cool with the lights on it. That's sweet. Oh, pink lights on that Tesla.
Yeah, pink lights, pink rear lights. That's definitely a choice. Lord of the Slop.
I can't imagine how much traffic your dad sat in going at like 5 o'clock.
Oh, God, yeah. Although, Lord of the Slop says, base Mustang, yuck.
Ew.
I mean, I think I know someone who has like a billet Mustang. If only he could get out of bed before like 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
then we can make a video.
Comment below if you want to see a long-term review of a bullet Mustang.
Yeah. I mean, not even just a long-term. I want to see that bullet Mustang in action. You know, what can I say?
I want to see the tires spinning, the V8 rumbling, the gears clunking. I want to see all of it.
Yeah.
The leather seats cooling.
Oh, does it have the AC seats?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've been inside of it. I think it does.
Say, does it still have a Chipotle bowl in the back?
A shout out Lord of the Slop. Oh, is that guy gonna...
Letting some... Lord of the Slop's still watching. He's smiling but crying. Who knows? Maybe...
I think that translates to a yes on the Chipotle bowl.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, he says. My brother in Christ. It is a bowl.
We have Brentwood Bodega food in the back right now that my wife got.
How many hours has it been you got it?
About a half hour.
Lord of the Slop, how many years has it been since you got that Chipotle? And I ask in years because I remember at least hearing about it last year.
It's on a rotation, like every 2 months.
Oh, it's a new one every 2 months. Ah.
Check out that big guy for that guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
Whatever we're in.
I love me some industrial equipment. I will say one of the things I do miss about my old job is I wouldn't say well, some of the equipment was massive. But,
oh, was it?
Indeed. You know, I'm trying to think. I mean, one of the kettles they had was, I want to say 5,000 gallons. Like, and that thing was like it was like a 2-story building. I mean, I might be exaggerating, but maybe like a story and a half, you know. I mean,
It's like a foot long.
Yeah. I don't know. He's hauling some. I think he deserves it. Yeah. I think
I don't know what that thing is. Is that like a garbage truck?
It looks like excavation equipment. Like, hard to tell.
He's probably going to Rausch Creek to build some trails right now.
That looks like a conveyor belt on it. Don't quote me. What is
that?
Oh, hold up.
Porsche Spider.
Yeah. Huh. That's not a 918, right? No.
No, it looks like a Boxster.
It's still pretty fresh.
Or I don't know what it is. It looks like a fancy one because it has like the roof lines on it.
Yeah. Maybe a 911 Spider. Did they make a Spider?
I forget what they call it. Yeah, well, it says Spider on the back.
Yeah, no, did they make a 911 Spider?
No, I don't think so. It looks like a mid-engine. It came in a Boxster.
Oh, Tesla taxi. I have Burger in there. As it McDonald's, Burger King. I have to eat it. Oh, you just have a whole burger in there. I mean,
that's vibes.
I wouldn't necessarily eat it if it's been in there longer than, if we're being realistic, a day. Okay, let's pull up on the side. See, like, that to me looks like some kind of excavation equipment. Chad, if you know what that is, comment below. Say, Chris, if you let off the gas a little bit, I can get the model number. Lord Slops. Sure, why not? I hope you enjoy that burger.
Yeah, Lord of the Slop. When's the next slop drop? That's what he calls it, the slop drops.
I bet you. Oh, did Sony ever relent? Or have you given up on that battle?
Vibe shift. I have no idea.
I thought,
You got them confused.
Oh, sorry.
I think we're coming out of New York City now. No, actually, we're just in a different borough now.
Yeah.
I don't know where exactly we are.
Oh, Lord of the Slop says, I have a secret project. So do I. Although Chris doesn't want to share it on this channel.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to stay family friendly. That way my nephews are allowed to watch.
Let's say. On a more... some nice lighting. I will say, hopefully coming up.
Oh, this is like Brooklyn.
Yes.
Interesting.
Williamsburg Bridge. I will say, hopefully coming up, we'll get our K1 Max review. Had it for about a month. I already have some opinions on it.
That's a good content to come.
Yep. You actually had, well...
How many people you got in the chat?
Oh, we got 4 people right now. Yeah, oh.
That's a 911.
Yep. It's pretty sweet. Oh, good. Let's get the skyline. You know, it's kind of like that. It's my favorite game of whose lane is it anyway?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the reflection's kind of messing it up, but you know, we're just passing through. Oh. Yeah. Stay tuned. Oh, May 3rd, it's dropping. Got the train.
We got a May 3rd drop.
All right.
I gotta say, you have to be a really big man to drive a 911 convertible through this part of NYC. I respect that.
Indeed. Oh, this is 2 lanes.
Maybe so rich you just don't care.
Yeah.
Regardless, pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, for those of you just tuning in, we're getting a new, some new viewers. We're heading down to Rausch Creek. Gonna do some off-roading tomorrow morning.
Big road trip.
Yeah.
Lots of content to follow. We're gonna be doing a 5,000-mile review on my Jeep soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully a Cadillac review video.
Ooh.
A 3D printer review video.
Indeed.
And maybe sometime in 2027, a Mustang Bullet review video.
I feel like that'll be a little early.
If we're being hopeful.
Yeah, it's a little generous. You really think it'll be that soon? Yeah. One of the things I will say, to give a little preview, is I've already had something to break on it. Or when I say break, not a catastrophic failure, but certainly annoying. You know, we'll leave that for the review.
Understandable.
It's an Acura, I believe. Ambulance. Yeah. You know, one of the actually on the 3D printer vein, just this week I'll flip it around. Just today, you know, around lunchtime, I actually submitted my proposal at work for us to purchase a Bamboo Labs HUD with the AMS. From what I've seen, the laser add-on looks cool. For those who don't know, actually, let me back up. The Bamboo HUD is their new Bamboo Labs flagship printer, designed to be a universal manufacturing hub. Of course, it's a 3D printer, but it also has add-ons for, you know, vinyl cutting. You can put like a marker attachment, but the big hot item is the, you know, I guess the plug and play laser module, which basically you just clip on to the tool head, and you have an either 10-watt laser or a 40-watt laser. You know, the base price of the H2D is, I believe, $2,400. With the AMS is $2,700. For the 10-watt laser, it gets bumped up to like $3,400, and for the 40-watt laser, it's like $4,400. In my opinion, you know, an almost doubling of the base price for the 40-watt laser. You know, I put it in my report, I can't justify it for what we do. And furthermore, I think if you really wanted a laser machine, you'd be better off of getting a dedicated one. But
I just realized, are we actually in Manhattan?
I think we're in Manhattan now.
Why would the GPS take us this way?
Yeah. Well, you did use Apple Maps.
I use it.
Oh, enough. It's just going straight.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, we're still in... Wait, is that... Oh, it's downtown Manhattan, right? Yeah, alright, we're in downtown Manhattan right now.
So it looks like we're going to be getting there at midnight. Tomorrow.
We're in downtown Manhattan.
Oh. Well, you know what? I think this just improves the adventure.
It makes the stream more interesting.
Yeah.
You could also pop the sunrider open.
Sure you want to do that? You know,
oh my God, everybody keeps walking.
I love New York so much. I love New York.
Be a good time to have that bull bar, right?
Here at all these specific films, we do not committing crimes. We do not endorse.
It would be to protect the bumper from people running red lights. I would never run anybody over on purpose. That's ridiculous. But it is important to protect your radiator. So if people are running lights, you don't get, you don't get disabled. I guess when you break your radiator.
Yep. So what do you think of those city bikes? And I'm still.
I did just remember.
I like that this fella's going in the bus lane.
I know they have speed cameras here too now.
Oh yeah, those two.
Yeah, New York City.
They also
have bus lane cameras too.
Yeah.
Bus corridor photo. Yeah, zoom in on that sign if you can, right there. They'll ticket you. What, they got a Philly steak sandwich for $4.
Bus corridor photo enforced. Well,
they got everything on there.
You know that honestly. Now, I know our good friend John's not a big fan of congestion price taxes.
No,
but
it makes sense to just price everybody out until you can't go into the city anymore. And then that's the only way to get rid of people driving here is to make it so expensive nobody wants to. I already don't want to come through here. I don't know why the GPS took us this way. I don't believe it's the fastest way.
You know, maybe in terms of distance, I believe that.
Yeah. But again, there's that guy with a Porsche Cabriolet driving through New York City.
He is.
2 cameras coming up on us.
Yep.
Well, you know what?
This might be the most expensive detour ever.
You'd be hard pressed to even be speeding right now. So I guess it doesn't matter.
But I will say, in defense of the congestion pricing, now I don't necessarily agree with it fully, but you know I want to be fair. It definitely made the downtown less congestion, just to put it lightly.
Yes.
In the long term, would I hope they lax it for, we'll say like, plumbers and stuff, folks who, their job's to travel and fix things.
That's fine. They can just charge more.
Yeah.
And it'll be reflected in their prices. So
yep.
That's fine.
I do see that, but I also do think exemptions should be made to, But, yeah. I mean, one of the interesting things I kind of saw was not necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not necessarily to punish the residents, because most people in New York City don't own a car.
Yeah.
I know some folks who live here who, she has a car, but she keeps it at her parents' house, because...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have my car here either.
Exactly. But it's one of those things. It is what it is. But it's fun. The reason why I guess I get such a chuckle from hearing John complain about it is because he doesn't live there. And now, John, if you're watching, please disagree with me. I love you. But
yeah, please watch too, by the way.
Yeah, John.
For the support.
Quick text, John. But most of the people who are complaining about this New York City tax are from New Jersey. It's like, okay.
I mean, we are going through New Jersey. It is right next door. I mean,
yeah.
It is on the other side of that bridge, so I guess I could see that.
Yep.
I thought it was just people that live like another state away and just complain on the internet.
Yeah. Well, it is also a lot of folks from Long Island too. But at least Long Island is technically part of New York.
I'm sure they're probably gonna hit my Easy Pass for like $20. I don't know if it's only during the day.
So, good news. Chris became a YouTube partner.
Oh, yes.
So, please donate so he doesn't go bankrupt from the Easy Pass bill.
Guys, honestly, save your money. I don't need your money. I just want your views and your support, and I appreciate you all watching. Although I will say, if you pay $1 a month, you can get the special emojis. I would have made them free for the fan club, but the lowest price you can have is $1. So.
Yeah.
All right, what is this trying to have me do here? I think it wants me to make a left where all the traffic is. Oh, perfect. The light's not nice.
Jesus.
So I don't know if there's 2 turning lanes coming up.
I sure hope there is. But being that so many people are fighting to get into the left, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I would assume that.
How do I zoom out? Wait, you might be able to cut there.
Well, I guess we'll try to get over it. If we can't, we can't.
Yeah, God willing, we will make it there.
He's got like $400 in tickets driving to the city one time. I know literally every single one of these lights has a camera, and there's like hundreds of speed cameras here.
I remember, actually, one of the guys I used to work with, I don't remember where. He might have been Brooklyn.
At the light, turn left onto Bowery, then take the first right on
you drive out to, where I used to work, which, I mean, that was probably like what I find crazy, it was like a 100-mile commute, a day commute. But, okay, buddy.
See, here's where it's a good spot to have a Jeep.
Yep.
You see, this is a pretty bad designed intersection, right?
Yeah.
Only street.
Yeah. And granted, once again, that traffic is a function. Too many people getting. We'll use the highway as an example. Too many people getting on at the same time. Not enough people getting off. I always use the example of the highway. If you have 10 people on the entrance ramp, one person going on the exit ramp. As time goes on, it's gonna fill up. But that's neither here nor there.
We got that New York's Midtown Manhattan ASMR right there.
I mean,
beep, 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 beep.
Granted, we're just a couple of silly gooses from the suburbs, so to us this is kind of amusing. I would assume for the locals this is white noise.
It actually makes me want to spend $5,000 a month on an apartment. Is what it really makes me want to do.
You see, if you live in the city, you have to deal with the traffic, the people.
Oh, this doesn't have an arrow. That's why it's.
Oh, this is miserable. But at least you get to pay $5,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. Keep intersection clear.
Try.
So, getting back to the H2D. One of the big things that Bamboo Labs brags about is it's kind of a jack-of-all-trades machine. Bamboo Labs, I will say, is definitely top quality.
You're able to see that Empire State Building, right? Or what I think that is.
I can get a decent view of it. Just gotta brace off something and make it a little. As the light turns.
Green arrow.
God willing, we'll make this turn. Okay. Oh, is he gonna do it?
Oh, there's not that much traffic. Can you go, please? Thank you.
Oh.
Pedestrians.
Sharing the love. And making the
See,
right.
roads like this, it's nice to have a Jeep too.
Yeah.
You can do it, I guess, in a 911 convertible.
I would imagine...
It's probably not that enjoyable.
Yeah. I would imagine the dentistry bill is quite high for how much he'll grind his teeth when driving. But... yeah, with the H2D, one of the... it's kind of... I guess the best way to put it is an all-in-one bundle. You know, because one way you could look at it as... you know, it's a very expensive 3D printer, yes, but it's a very cheap 3D printer, laser, vinyl cutter, and there is a value in having all your functions through a single program. The best way I put it is, I'm afraid it's going to be a universally does nothing machine. You know, I think as a 3D printer, it's going to be very good. Like I said, you know, Bamboo has been top of the game. Oh, okay then. You know, it's been top of the game. I'm not going to deny that. You know, the P1 and X1 series were, you know, when they came out, revolutionary.
Not to interrupt, but it smells absolutely horrible right now.
I thought you wanted to open the top.
Inside.
And here you wanted to open the roof.
Through the vents. It smells horrible. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But, one of the... I was actually going to buy an X1C back in January. You know, Chris and I were going to do a video going to Micro Center. All right, my friends, let's go. Can we please go? Okay. But the weekend I wanted to go get it, I got violently ill. And it just so happens that was the weekend that they announced their software update. Yeah. Yeah, they announced their software update that kind of locked down, it pretty much locked down the printer's usage to only Bamboo Studios.
Oh, are you showing us going over the Manhattan?
Oh, you want? Yeah.
What the?
You know, there was... What are you doing?
I'm just trying to read those road signs. It's trying to direct me going in the back of that Mercedes.
But, there was a big controversy over it. There were I'll say 3D printing definitely falls under the DIY group. And myself included, one thing is we're very stubborn. You know, once again, why would I buy something when I can spend twice the time and money making it myself? That being said, we're very stubborn, and I'll be honest, a bit petulant at times. You know, I bought this machine. I want to use it how I want. Yep. You know, I would argue, that's the way I put it is, I don't disagree with the concerns. It has been like 2-3 months, and one of the big, we'll say, fears, and for lack of a better word, conspiracies about it, was that Bamboo was going to, A, lock you out of using third-party software, but B, start charging you to use their services. It's been 3 months, I want to say, since that, and there hasn't been any announcement of fees or something. Oh, we're still super zoomed in. Oh, we got 2 legs. Let's go.
Let's go back to car chat.
Car chat?
Next car, yeah. What you would buy instead of a Supra.
What I would buy instead of a Supra?
Mm-hmm. If a Supra's not worth it, what is worth it?
See,
because that's always something that I hear is people saying like, oh, it's not, like, just for example, in the Jeep community, people being like, oh, a Jeep ain't worth for $30,000. That's absurd.
Yeah.
But you can't buy anything even remotely similar. I mean, a base model Honda Civic's like $25,000 for a new one.
Yeah.
We're talking about new prices at least, because used prices, somebody's like, I bought my 2002 Jeep for $3,000.
Back in my day.
Yeah. But comparatively. So, anyway, yapping aside, if the Supra is a bad deal, what is a good deal?
Oh, hold up. Nice.
Go past the
Got a
slide.
GT3.
Then at the next one. Keep left.
Oh, sorry. I just realized I shouldn't hold up. That wasn't an emergency. Hold up. I mean, so let's put it this way.
Right. Keep left onto Water.
I still think starting from 60,000 for a 350 horsepower vehicle. I mean, granted,
I think they underrate them a lot. I
True.
think it's like well over 400.
Yeah, actually, I know this fella Carlos. He actually was gonna sell me a Supra, but he still wanted basically brand new price for a car that was a year or 2 years old at this point, which is why I was like, you know, I respect what you've done with it, but yeah, I'm not paying 60,000 for a used car. You know, that was 65 when it was new. But he, you know, he did a lot of tuning and stuff on, or you know, he was. I want to say it was. I think it had like 500 to the wheel.
Yeah, I know they underrate them a lot, and then also they can make a ton of power.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely build them to be tuned. I'll say it was, you know, obviously they got a lot of hate for partnering with BMW, but at the end of it, like, do I think it was the greatest decision? Not necessarily, but at the end of the day, they wanted to keep the turbocharged Street 6, which I think is commendable. And, you know, BMW is really the only company who makes turbocharged Straight 6.
Going in the Holland Tunnel.
The Holland Tunnel.
I haven't been in the Holland Tunnel in like 10 years.
But, you know, BMW is the only real company that makes a performance-based, well, really, straight 6. You know, everything's gone V6, which could they have gone?
BMW.
Yeah. And could they have gone what are these? Whatever. You know, could they have gone the way that Nissan went? Yes, but, you know, there are trade-offs, I'll say. But getting back to your original question, what I think is worth it, I think it also depends on really what it is I'm looking for. Because I've often said, you know, my Golf 2013, it's tuned. We might cut out.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I doubt there's service in the Holland Tunnel. Well,
it still says live. Whether or not it's actually live, guess we'll
probably reconnect after we get out.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're going underwater, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Since we got 3 viewers. Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're even still streaming, can you give us a shout? I mean, it still shows you got full bars.
Well, they might have added computers in here.
That would
make sense.
Yeah, I mean, right? You know, yeah, that would make a lot of sense considering, you know, nowadays a lot of people use their phones for even regular GPS. It's gonna get blocked. We're down to 1 viewer, so I don't know if we're still live. Yeah, let me just cut it.
No, you can leave it on and reconnect. Just enjoy the ASMR of the Holland Tunnel.
Yeah. But,
this guy is probably gonna cut us off.
Of course, it's a New Jersey plate. The worst New Yorkers are from New Jersey.
I would be willing to bet they probably have speed cameras in the tunnel too.
God willing. Yeah, well, actually, getting back to our conversation about the congestion pricing, the older I've gotten, and this is the hill I will die on, the more stupid I find it speeding in traffic. Because at the end of the day, you're just gonna end up 2 cars ahead, stuck at the light, or dead. Now, if the roads are empty and you want to have fun, I respect that. And, you know, you do it in a safe manner, you know? But, I believe Mythbusters kind of did this. Over the course of, like, an hour, they saved maybe 3 minutes. And, you know, that was what, you know, trying to get somewhere with traffic, you know, like, we'll say somewhat moderate traffic.
Yeah.
You know, if you got, you know, straight up bumper to bumper, it's not like you're cutting through anyway, unless you go on the shoulder, which, good luck to you. I hope you don't die. But you do also, you know, you are taking a risk with that. You know, of course, Chris's very capable Jeep Willys would handle a lot better. But, you know, I've seen people, like, you know, just generic econo boxes do that. And I'm like, I can see their the bumpers and the fenders kind of bending as they do it.
Maybe they just got the wheel in. Maybe they're Vin Diesel over here.
Yep. Family. Jersey City. Oh. Hopefully now that we're. Who's on first? That's going straight. Oh. You know, you had all that road to change lanes, and you waited till now.
Use the left 4 lanes to continue on 137 west toward Jersey City.
This is a 6-lane one-way. Oh, I actually gotta watch my speed.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get those camera tickets. I know they have them. Radar enforced, the photo enforced.
You know, I thought it was kind of funny is my sister got a speed camera for going 37 in the 25 school zone.
139 west.
Now, if it was like 27, I'd be like, or, you know, even 30, I'd be like, okay. But also, 37 in a 25. And let's put it this way, she should know better considering what she does. Come on. What's even funnier is it goes against my dad's license.
Oh, why is this going?
Yep. Well,
Last case guy.
so.
Did it reconnect?
Yeah, we got 3 viewers, so it looks like it reconnected. For those just tuning in, Mr. POV, myself, we're meeting up with some friends who are down there already. We're going to Rausch Creek. We decided to get a hotel, go there tonight, so we don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to maybe be there by lunchtime.
Yeah.
So I'm making a whole day out of it. Oh, zero viewers.
Back to nobody.
We just cut out.
Where did that say?
Yeah.
If you want to do an outro, you can.
Yeah.
If anybody reconnects, I'll show it to you.
I got one. I got someone.
Up to you if you want to keep going.
I mean, I still kind of want to yap, so.
Back yourself out then.
Yep. So you got 46%.
I was gonna say I brought everything to charge.
Yeah. But getting back to cars and what the criteria I'd go by, and my honest God answer is my GTI, you know, the Golf GTI, does everything I want. You know, once again, like you said, you know, modern horsepower inflation, if you will, modern cars, you know, even the most economy. Oh, it's the left, right turn only. Okay. Yeah, I'll say modern cars. You know, even the cheapest econo box has like 200 horsepower minimum, and that's what my Golf came with. You know, back in 2013. Now, back in 2013, that was still pretty hot. You know, like you're saying, like Mustangs were making like 280 at the time.
I think that's when 5.0s just came out.
Yeah, so. But like 280 to 350 for the performance cars. Now, tuned, mine's tuned. I've never put it to a dyno. The internet claims 280. I don't really know. I would say like 250. But granted, I don't really use all of it, you know, especially now since I've gotten older, slightly more mature. As silly as that sounds. Ever so slightly. It's not that I still do silly stuff, but I am a little more responsible about it. Yeah. But the main reason I was looking at the Supra was, one, because it was a Turbo 6 with stated 350. I do like that it had a dual clutch transmission. They did come out with a manual version. My problem is the price was basically the same. So, I mean, yes, I understand, at least in a sports car, it's more about the feel. But in my opinion, as someone who's, like, I'm not against manuals, I just, especially if I'm going to be daily driving something, I don't see a point. You know, once again, like, modern automatic transmissions are faster. It's a mathematical fact. And dual clutch transmissions especially. I mean, I would say there is still a feeling value to having a manual. You know, like Chris right here, every single car he's owned has been manual, and it's something he enjoys.